Okay, there we go. I think we're live now. And there is one person waiting already. Hooray. That's always good.
Yeah.
Okay, let me make sure that I muted this. I have to ask, what do you usually use to stream?
It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm just doing audio and whatnot, I'll use OBS. But if I'm doing my video games and all that, then I'll use my Elgato program.
Oh, okay. I've
Seems
been
like my
looking.
OBS just like freezes during the video games randomly.
Yes, the OBS just freezes randomly for me in general, which is why I haven't basically taken my interviews to the next level and had something fancy playing on the screen, and I'm
Yeah.
still doing Google Hangouts. And the internet I pay for is actually pretty good, so I've been trying to find some software that'll actually work, which is why I'm asking. Let's see. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, Subdubify, and Beside the Dying Fire, Paul Kate, Kenny Pinto, Jessica D. Okay, and Diddley Slayin. I'm just waiting for all you guys to be here a little bit. Don't want to get started too soon. And we were just talking about the mouse. If you keep up with your Maker Snapchat, you know what we're talking about. Hi, Ice Wolfman. Welcome. Yeah, Leroy. So why Leroy?
I don't know. Yeah, I have a lot of wildlife where I'm at, and I just come up with names on the spot. Like we have this giant moth. I don't know what kind of moth it is. It's massive, massive moth, and he just smacks up against the ceiling. So he got the nickname Joe Dirt. And then there's a roadrunner that like was really curious and just kind of like walking around me. I think I Snapchatted him at one point too. His name's Jerry.
Yeah, you do tend to Snapchat animals quite often, actually.
Yeah, I got a lot of wildlife. I like animals. Yeah, so works out.
You live in a deserty area, correct?
Yeah, I live in the desert.
Yeah, I used to live in the desert, but I wasn't too fond of the critters out there in the high desert.
I like them. My wife gets freaked out by them. Like when we were messing with Leroy, like the first night we got him, we were out a ways away from the house, and as soon as she stepped away, she happened to see a giant centipede right where she was.
Oh,
Like the scorpion spiders. I had to
oh
kill a
my
couple
God.
of those because they were trying to get my boy Leroy, and I wasn't letting that happen.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he got into a fight with one of the spiders out there.
Yeah, maybe they're vicious.
Okay, welcome everyone, and I think we will get started. Thank you everyone for showing up. What's up, Nathan? Hello, Napoleon, and I'm glad you liked Hail, Paul. Thank you so much for checking that out. So we'll get started. How did you come up with the name Urmaker, especially spelt like that?
It actually came from video games back about 10 years ago when I first started YouTube. I would play a lot of first person shooters, third person shooters, and it would always say you've been killed by blankety blank. And I figured your maker would fit really well there. And I just liked the shorter your because it's less to type out. And my name used to actually be Your Maker 69, but I changed that once I got like 15,000 subscribers.
Gotcha. So the original subscribers know that it was originally
Yeah,
with the
the
69 at the end.
OGs remember that for sure. But
Gotcha.
I
So
figured to make it a little more family friendly.
slightly, yeah. The Reaper definitely makes it family friendly, just calls to the
Oh
children.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of obvious, but you went with that particular Reaper. Why? Because I don't think you've changed it in a while.
I had just two little variations. Like the one that I have is this little image, and that was just
Mm-hmm.
something I just grabbed off the internet that was just I thought looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then my newer one, which is a newer rendition. But yeah, I like this style of the Reaper. I actually have a different one tatted on my arm from way back. Just a different take. I like the Reaper, the Scythe, all that. I don't know, it's nice. I like
It's
it.
pretty cool, and I mean, it definitely fits the genre. I was gonna ask, did you ever have gaming videos on your channel? Is that how you
Yeah,
started?
yeah, yeah. I still have probably hundreds upon hundreds of gaming videos on my channel. I just made them all unlisted. Some of
Oh,
them
okay, so
span back.
that's
My very first one was in 2008, and then I stopped for a long time because I was just doing normal life, and then I came back for Battlefield and stuff like that.
gotcha. Okay. And what brought you to this community, to the horror community? How did you make that transition from the gaming to this? And I know you've said this a lot on your streams, but I like to be thorough in my questions.
Yeah, no problem. For sure. I was actually like really into the game. I just always liked YouTube for some reason. And I did gaming for a while, and then I figured I'd switch it up and actually try to Wacky Worldwide News. I did like 3 episodes of that, and the work to how much I was enjoying it just wasn't there. So I gave up on that, and then just stopped on YouTube for a while. I was just doing the normal grind of work, and then I started working at a dental laboratory, and they promote heavy music listening while you're there. Just put your headphones on and go to work type of thing.
Mhm.
So I got tired of listening to music, decided to look up audiobooks. So I started with like Stephen King and whatnot. And then went to use to YouTube and just started looking up true scary stories. And yeah, I ended up listening to all of those that were available at the time within 2 weeks and figured I probably wasn't the only one running out of stories. So I figured I'd try recording a couple. And
And here
I
we
got,
are.
yeah, here we go. I got 80 views on the first day on a video and I was hooked. There it was.
Awesome. How many subscribers are you currently at?
I think it's like 209,000, almost
Okay.
210.
Yeah, I mean your channel's definitely grown quite a bit since I started tuning in, and you're I feel that you're finally getting the recognition you deserve. How many years have you been
Yeah.
at this now?
For scary stories, it's been almost 3 years exactly.
Oh, okay.
Here in like 3 months, it'll be 3 months or 3 years exactly doing the
Oh,
scary stories.
third anniversary. Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
a process to prepare for the recording?
As in what, like voice exercises or anything?
Yeah, voice exercises, or do you listen to a particular song, or do you have anything that you do before you want to record?
Um, no.
You just get right
I
into it.
I just go into it. Sometimes I'll get in there as soon as I wake up. Like I'm one of those weird people that can just like wake up and just I'm awake immediately, full of energy, ready to do whatever. I don't literally from 0 to 60, and it annoys the hell out of my wife. But like I'll get in sometimes, just immediately wake up, take a quick shower, brush my teeth, and then get in there and record. And
Don't we all wish we could be like that, just ready to take
yeah,
on the day?
I don't know. Mornings are my jam.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I wish I were a morning person. Unfortunately, I feel like most of the population who doesn't really care for mornings. It takes me a while to get, going. Is there something that you wish to improve upon as far as your recording or your videos?
Yes, I would like to start getting more visuals, like whether it be just different images. Like I got a drone that I'm gonna get out there and start getting just different visuals. I'd like to start writing a few of my own stories type of thing. As always, getting better with my narrations. I think I'm still learning. Looking back to my first ones to where I am now, there's still a huge improvement, but there's still room for more improvement to get more of my natural voices opposed to like I'm reading type of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I feel like this entire thing, anybody who's involved in any art is constantly trying to improve and evolve, and I think that's always healthy. Because if you remain stagnant, then it shows through whatever art you're practicing. So that's awesome. Do you have a favorite story you've narrated?
Probably the story about the pot farmer that I had actually written because I was from that area, so I heard a lot of the stories of what happens out there. So I just kind of
Is
wrote
it
it
the
down.
one that his dog ends up dying?
Yeah, yeah,
Man, that story. That story really got me. If you guys haven't checked it out, you should definitely check out his channel. It's a very good story. I had no idea you'd written it though.
yeah. I wrote that out from just like stories I had heard down there. And the crazy thing is like right after I did that story, like a week later, almost the exact thing happened, but just in reverse. Like the person who went to go, like 4 people broke into a guy's pot farm, killed him, and stole all his weed. Like the reverse of
Ooh,
how it had actually worked out in the other one. So it's just like, it's such a real thing out there. Like it's so heavy real that I don't know. It was easy since I'm from the area. So I knew a lot of what was going on. So I could just take bits and pieces from a whole bunch of things and
And make it inspired by true events.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there one that's disturbed you the most? Because I mean, by now you've read hundreds of stories, so is there one that really struck a nerve with you?
Yeah, the one I did on FearUrmaker that got age restricted, which I completely understand. I'm honestly looking at it, I'm surprised they didn't take it down and give me a strike. Like that one, like it was the Lolita sex doll story.
Oh, that story really freaks me out.
Man, that story, like I had to take a break recording it because in my mind I'm just like, what if this shit's real? Like it's just it's deep. And the fact that someone actually took the time to actually write it all out in that detail, like
Yeah, the detail really is what gives it its potential credibility, and it just gives you
yeah.
chills, and it makes you feel terrible for the poor orphans in East Europe,
Uh-huh.
because you wonder if some of them do fall victim to this horrible
I mean,
story
it
on the
doesn't
internet.
sound, I mean, for humans, I mean, as messed up as it sounds, it doesn't sound like out of the realm of possibilities for,
Yeah, because
some sick individuals. People are fucked up. I mean, that's the way it is.
they are. I thought about reading it for my channel. I did a theme, I think, a year and a half ago where I was reading stories with human trafficking, and I got a couple other female narrators involved, and I wanted it to be like a week theme. And I thought about reading that story in particular, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Like you said, it's one of those stories you read and you have to take a break because it's just so sick and twisted.
Yeah, it was a gnarly story.
Definitely. Is there something in particular that you feel has helped your channel grow?
Um, I'd have to say it more or less did a lot of its growing when we were one of the first ones in the genre before it got a whole bunch of different people. I mean, when I got in, it was really new, so that really helped my channel a lot. But other than that, I would say consistency, what I've been lacking on lately. But consistency is a really big thing. Like, you can definitely see the difference from the daily uploads to the weekly uploads or something like that. And there are some channels that it works for, but then it also comes down to luck of algorithms. How's it going for you? How'd you do your keywords, your tags? Like, there's just so much other stuff that's really hard to control. So the things
Yeah.
that I would recommend are just consistency and just trying to get out there, even if you're just sharing your link in a Reddit that's allowed it type of thing, something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, YouTube seems to value the consistency, and like you said, there's so many other things that go into YouTube promoting your channel, but I think number one is consistency because they want somebody that's not just going to walk away from their channel, it seems like. Which leads me to the question, do you have any advice for anybody who wants to start a channel and, is going to take it seriously?
Um, I would say find a genre or something that you're actually passionate about, because like that's the biggest thing is there's always an audience for everyone. The issue is just getting in front of that audience to let them know you're there. That's really the issue, because I guarantee anyone who starts a channel, you're going to have an audience. It's just finding that audience that's going to be the one in a million type of chance. So just do something you love, because like even my series with the worldwide news, there was no way I was going to keep that up. I just wasn't there for it. But then the horror, I actually had a passion for it, so that keeps the drive up. You want the drive. Make sure you interact with people, and don't be afraid to go to, like, what I used to do is I go to Mr. Nightmare's videos and I'd go in the comments and whatnot, and I'd see the people that would be there always in the same comments, and I
Mhm.
would click on their profile and go to them personally and send a private message saying, hey, I see that you're a fan of the horror community. I'd love for you to come check out my videos type of thing. Don't do it in the comments section. I've never done that, but private message someone. Sometimes, like I'd say 1 out of 10 times you get someone that just tells you to screw off. But other than that, a lot of people will actually give you good feedback. They'll come over. You might even get a couple subscribers, but you get the viewers and the feedback.
That's
So
definitely a
just
good
get
idea. I
out there.
hadn't I hadn't heard of that before. I mean, the comment section, it just happened, and I think it's kind of rude of people to just do it in the comment section, but to personally message someone that does actively like this genre, that's smart. And you're the first person to mention that.
Well, yeah, I had a whole, I don't want to say generic, but generic, like I sent it out to hundreds of people. Like I just typed up a nice thing that was personal to them, that was
Hmm.
heartfelt, and that was just kind and everything. Be like, sorry if this is bothering, type of thing.
Hmm.
Just copy and paste that. I mean, I think there gets to a point you got to start filling out the caption and whatnot. But yeah, you just copy and paste that to each of the people. Try don't be sending doubles or triples. That's the hardest thing is trying to keep in mind the ones you've already sent to.
Yeah. No,
But
I bet.
yeah.
Especially because there's so many people in this genre now that are listening and, there's so
Mhm.
many subscribers. So it's hard keeping track of who you're messaging and who you're not. But
Yeah.
that's definitely some good advice. What are your future plans for the Year Maker channel?
I'd like to eventually just kind of, that's where I'm going to toss up because I got two different channels I got to figure out.
Hmm.
I'd like to keep, I think your maker more for narrations, maybe just keep doing how it's doing, write a little bit more work of my own and whatnot. And I don't know, I kind of like it where it's at. And I think a lot of the changes will be probably to fear your maker type of.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, and that's my next question. What are your plans for FearUrmaker?
I've been debating on a few ideas. I've been thinking about doing, it's going to stay horror, but I'm thinking about doing like a couple creepy countdowns, which will be rare, but more or less trying to figure out kind of like a horror themed vlog kind of thing. I don't know, something that is kind of like all those fake rage things like uh, Angry Grandpa, you know, McJugger Nuggets, all their kind of thing. But rather than just like the rage, have it like horror themed. Like I pretend I have a stalker. Like I'm just a vlogger. Now I
Oh,
got a
okay.
stalker, and now I'm kidnapped by the stalker. You know, just
Yeah.
different crazy things, but make it kind of like it's more or less like real. I guess you
Uh-huh.
could say like
So
a
you
little
wouldn't mind being
skit.
in
I
front of the
guess.
camera for it?
Yeah, no, I don't mind being in front of the camera and all that. It's
Okay.
just more or less getting the equipment for it that would be the issue.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds exciting. I look forward to that if you do choose to go that route, with the fictional horror videos. I don't think too many people in this community do enough of visuals, to be honest with you. So it would definitely be refreshing to have you do that. What made you kind of switch over to your maker or move, the narrations to your maker instead of keeping both channels with the same thing, except one's paranormal, one isn't?
Probably the issues with YouTube. That was the biggest factor. It was just it with the issues it was having. It was becoming too much of a stress to even try to worry about two different channels and have everything get not even shown. Like it just felt like almost a waste of energy, expending myself too much with the way YouTube was just changing, not showing things up because they were considered not advertiser friendly. So you don't go in the searches more, or you don't even make video or any money for that time spent. So like there'd be days where I work an entire week for both channel, not make anything. So I figured
Ah,
I'd concentrate more of my effort on one channel and just rather than have all of my videos on both channels just for some reason always done, then I can just get one channel and hopefully get a few of them that don't get messed up. So that way I could keep doing YouTube because it got pretty rough.
yeah,
Oh,
it,
it
it
still is
definitely
pretty rough.
did. Which leads me to my next question. What has been your driving force in continuing your channel through all the YT changes?
Um, Probably I'd say the biggest, like the cookie cutter answer would be say all the support, but it's a mix of all the support with, actually committing and making this full time. I mean, now this is my job at the same time too. So I still have a lot of the support, which is pretty much the way that I go through when I'm like hella depressed type of thing is I go and
Hmm.
I'll read through the comments and you see all the good ones and you're like, cool, people still dig it. And I mean, people have been around from the beginning of my channel. It'd be kind of dickish to just stop, but that, and then, you got to pay the bills type of thing. You just got to
Yeah,
try to work even harder and try to figure something out. YouTube
yeah.
got the different changes that they're kind of working on, but
Yeah,
yeah.
unfortunately, there have been some channels who don't have that same mentality that did have, a good number of subscribers and they needed to pay the bills, but instead they just chose to walk away. And, every situation's different. But they just chose to walk away and just kind of left their subscribers hanging there. But it's good to know that, having that positive feedback from your subs and reading the comment section still kind of inspires you to continue along with paying the bills.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, even if I go back to work, I'm still gonna upload occasionally. I mean, it's probably not gonna be near as much, but I still like what I do, you know. It's just
Yeah.
more or less just gotta. And other people, the reason they might leave, everyone's different, you know. That some people might have a
Yeah.
family, they don't have a choice, you know. My
No,
wife and I, we just been maxing out credit cards.
oh my gosh. That's
uh,
unfortunate. I mean, these YT changes have really, I feel, I mean, for me, this is more recreational than anything, but all of you guys who do this for a living, I don't know. I don't know how you do it, honestly. Just because the changes have been very demotivating in general. And I mean, you've seen it in your revenue, how it's reflected. So,
I'd honestly say the most demotivating was like not getting my videos in front of other people. Like the watching my channel growth was the most demotivating part type of thing. Like as of now, my subscribers that I gain is a lot lower than it was type of thing. So that's for me, not even just the money, like that's the most aggravating part.
yeah.
It's just not getting in the recommended, not getting the traffic that I used to from the different people just in the searches. Like I used to go into a search and you type in true scary stories, I'd be all over the front page, almost all over the second page. Now, I mean, nope.
It is difficult. It is rough. Has your ad revenue at least bounced back in the last 3, 4 months?
No, not really. I had a meeting with a YouTube guy and he looked at my numbers and he was actually kind of not sure what happened because all my everything's great. It's just my CPM's really low, and the only thing he could think is it's just the genre that I'm in because
Yeah,
he has no idea why it would just randomly tank like that.
yeah, this genre has taken it the hardest as far as advertising goes, and I know that, you know, this was discussed a bit in that meeting that happened like 2 weeks ago, but um, you know, everyone's kind of scrambling to see how they can still have a successful channel through this whole YouTube situation. Um, where is your silver button now?
It is hanging right in front of me. I'm in my living room. It sits hanging up on my wall in my living room.
What did you do when you received it? When it came in the mail?
Dance naked. No.
Good to know.
Oh man, I was so excited. I went to my PO box to get it, and then I came home. I knew what it was. I
Mhm.
debated on doing an opening video, but then I just wanted to open it, so I just opened it.
You're just too impatient. Just did it.
Yeah, I was like, this is mine. I'm gonna open it right now. And
What are your
yeah,
plans when you reach the gold one, which I think, yeah, the 1 million is a gold one, correct?
yeah, 1 million. Probably might actually do an opening on that one during a live stream or something like that.
Unboxing.
Yeah, like a little unboxing. Like, yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Actually, do one with the people
Are you
type
going
of
to
thing.
celebrate in any specific way or just a video of unboxing?
Just dance naked. No, that's my answer for
I try to
everything.
keep these PG, Urmaker. Thanks very much. Demonetized.
Right?
No, I'm kidding. People say all sorts of things on these. I don't mind. I like to keep it authentic. Let's see. So other than the obvious perks of having a bigger channel, what else have you gained from being successful on YT?
Mm, I'd say a little more confidence in the content that I would do. Like knowing that people actually enjoy it. That would probably be it. I mean, I think a big thing that was really cool is when I went down to the local radio station to look into advertising my channel. I got to
Oh,
see all their numbers and everything, and I was actually pulling better numbers than they do. And I think
oh,
that's when it really hit me. I was like, "Damn, I'm better.
wow.
I'm getting more viewers and everything, or listeners than they are." Because I mean, even just around town, like it still makes me in awe. Because this isn't a small city, but driving around, I know that I like if all of my subscribers were here, they would need to multiply this city by three, almost four.
Oh,
Just
wow.
crazy to think like if I could fill this entire city with just my subscribers easily and add on other cities. Like it's just mind-boggling to think about a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure it must be a proud moment when you realize that for the first time.
Yeah, it's just when you think about it in actual numbers, because it's easy to just get wrapped up in the numbers and not equate that each subscriber is an individual person that
Yeah.
you made a connection with in some way, or they enjoyed your content, or they just wanted to be around to troll you, you know. You made an impact on their life one way or another. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't really matter, you know. If you make an impact on someone's life enough to where they actually subscribe, you know, that's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I stop and I think about the fact that there's people, an entire other continent who listen to my voice, and it's crazy when that sets in,
Yeah.
whether you have, 200,000 subscribers or 50, there's somebody
Have
out
you
there.
have you gone through your demographics and just looked at
Yeah,
some of the places? It's just you've never heard of the place and you're just like, wow, someone
yeah,
there's listens. It's so crazy.
exactly. And it's crazy because you're like, how did you even find me?
Yeah.
How was I even suggested to you? Do you even speak my language? Do you
That's
understand what
another
I'm
big one
saying?
too.
Yeah. Exactly. It's mind-boggling. Like I said, YouTube really helps you reach people across the world. And sometimes I think when you look at the numbers, you forget that, but then you stop and you think about it and you're like, wow, I may not be a huge channel for me, I may not be a huge channel, but I'm reaching people in the Netherlands and India, and it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it's just all over the world. It's crazy to actually, you know, read where they're from. I think that puts it more in perspective because yeah, everyone knows the internet's all over the world, but you know, actually seeing the names of the different places, you're like, wow, all over the
Yeah,
world.
definitely agree. Have you had any crazy fan occurrences in 3 years?
No, nope,
That's
not at
good.
all.
That's good. So just the weird comments every once
I
in a while, but nothing
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't go out in public like at all. Like when I do, I go when stores close, like right before they close type of thing. I'm usually the last customer in every store. I avoid people. That's how I've also never been I haven't been sick in 3 years. It's because I just avoid everyone for the
No
most
terms for
part.
you.
No germs. Like I'm one of those people. Like I go to the shopping store. I'm sitting there for 5 minutes wiping down the cart with the sanitizer wipe.
Yeah, I bet. I was just recently sick. Maybe I should just not leave the house. I wish I could just stay in my apartment all the time, to be honest. But, adulting and paying bills has to happen somehow. So I'm forced to go out into the
Yeah.
world. Has anybody ever recognized you in public when you have been out?
No, no,
Okay.
not really at all. I mean, I think supposedly I have a couple subscribers in the city, but I just happen to not see them, and maybe or they just didn't recognize me, or nope, haven't had anyone recognize me.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, it's a good thing that in all these years and the number of subscribers you have, nothing crazy has ever happened. I have heard a couple of people tell me stories, and I'm just, I value my privacy, so I'm glad that's never happened to me.
Yeah, that's I'm
Um,
the same way. Even before my wife and I would go to like Walmart during the day, like during like a big when everyone's there type of thing, Black Friday or something. I was like, man, if someone recognizes me, I'm just gonna no, I'm not him.
that's
Change
awesome.
my voice or something.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea.
That's awesome. And this is more, I mean, this isn't one of the questions I gave you, but I'm just wondering, will you ever consistently bring back the commentary at the end of the videos? Because I know you've done it on and off.
I get that a lot. I would like to, but it's like sometimes it just feels like I don't want to force myself to be saying something about a story. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
it's better not saying anything with the story. But
Yeah.
I that is definitely something I've thought about, at least giving like it's easier with the true scary stories type of
Hmm.
thing. I guess maybe I could just try to think about it a little more type of thing. It's
Gotcha.
just I don't know.
I,
It's just
I
one
think
of
you're
those
right. As far as them
things.
being forced, then, what's the point if they're forced? It shouldn't be like
Yeah.
that. But
I've
um,
been just enjoying adding random things at the end of my video, whether it be bloopers or me just a stupid accent or occasionally my thoughts. You know, I think it might be actually just better to have it like that. So it's a surprise.
that's true. Is bad bye the new thing, though?
Bad
That
buy's
seems
the new
pretty
thing. That's
consistent.
the new thing. That's the new thing right after. It's always scarier if it's true for my true stories and
Uh,
watch your back because you never know who's watching for the other ones. Bad buys universal.
okay. Sounds good. I did notice that. How'd you come up with that one? Just randomly decided to say bad bye?
I think I was on a live stream and I was just like, why do we say goodbye? I'm just gonna
Oh,
say bad bye. And then
gotcha.
yeah, that was it.
Okay. Have you ever thought about starting a like a comedy channel or anything like that? Because you do seem to have like a funny bone in you. So I wondered.
Like as far as I can remember, I've been the class clown. Everyone's laughed at me. I've enjoyed the one being bringing laugh. I've actually been told most of my life I'd be famous for my humor. I think it was just funny for my darkness is what got me going. But I don't know. I've thought about it. Humor's a lot more subjective than other things, so it's kind of
Yeah.
hard. So, and I mean, there's just a lot of things like that's the bad thing with being like if you wanted to go the depends on if you would want to go like comedian type of thing or like vlog type of thing. Because like if you go comedian and then you're doing something like this, if someone takes offense to a joke over in this other channel, now you're gonna have it on this other channel. Like it's just gonna not vibe together too well. There would need to be a separation. But if it was more like a vlog and me just being me, then I'm
Yeah.
down for that. Like I could literally just put cameras in my house and I would have nonsense. nonsense.
Yeah,
That would be
that would
so
be funny.
funny.
Or even if you just put it up on Patreon for the people who,
Yeah,
have
that'd
special
be cool
access.
too.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Just because you do seem like a humorous human being. Oh, hi, Dr. Blue. Welcome.
Dr. Blue.
Yeah, that's your number one fan right there.
Yeah, he is.
That's actually how he found me. He's a
I'm
really
doing
great
good,
guy.
man. I'm doing good, man. I hope you are too.
Last question. Pop Tarts or toaster strudel? Everyone wants to know.
Ah, that's a good one. I'd have to say toaster strudels. Just
Yes.
not too much of the topping.
Okay.
I'm,
That's
I'm
fair.
not much for sugar, like at all. Like I have Pop Tarts actually in my cupboard right now, but it's just like when I get a sweet tooth, like that's my candy type of thing. Because
Okay.
I just can't do sugar, so toaster strudel without the frosting's my ideal.
Well, I mean, that's why the choice is up to you if you want to put the frosting on there or not. So,
Yeah, that's
they give you the option.
super awesome.
That's like an internal question on my streams. A lot of the narrators answer that question, but most of them answer Pop Tarts, and I'm Team Toaster
Do they?
Strudel. So, yeah,
I was
I'm
just
a
gonna
proud
ask what
fan
they
right now.
mostly answer. I know I don't know. It's just too much sugar, man. Like even in cakes, like I cut the frosting off. Like I don't like sugar.
As I got older, I started doing the same thing with cakes. I have a sweet tooth in general, but just with cakes, I feel like frosting is just overkill most of the time. So I take off
Yeah,
half the frosting. Let's see. Okay, guys, those are all the questions I have for your maker. Let's see if you guys posted anything. Oh, and Polian, thank you so much for your donation. He said, "Hey, Margbot, hope you have a wonderful weekend. If I see Michael Myers cosplay at WonderCon tomorrow, I will tweet you a photo/video. Your maker slash Margbot collab would be epic. Hashtag it's about that mozzarella." I'm not sure about the it's about that mozzarella. I'm not sure where that came from, but thank you so
that
much,
came from
Polian.
Snapchat.
Oh, from your Snapchats?
Yeah, like I love cheese, and I bought a whole bunch of string cheese, like one of the big bags, and I just was at my table, and I don't know. I decided to Snapchat, and I was just like, I don't know what everyone's talking about getting that cheddar, but it's all about this mozzarella, and I just threw so much string cheese on the
Oh,
table.
gotcha. Okay. Well, now we know that Napoleon religiously watches your Snapchat. Go Napoleon. Let's see. Hello, Telltale Blogs. Welcome.
What up, Matt and Izzy? No, I love mozzarella, Matt. That's the thing. I love it. I love cheese. I just don't
Welcome,
like
Ice
blue
Monster.
cheeses.
Blue cheeses, I'm not a huge fan of blue cheese. That's kind of weird to me, the fact that it's basically rotting cheese. I can't get past that. Let's see. Did anyone post? Oh, Axeman wants to know, is it true that your maker once turned down a position for the Harlem Globetrotters?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I used to be able to spin a basketball on anything. That was my thing.
So you could have been a basketball legend, and yet here you are.
I honestly have no doubt that had I stayed in sports of any one kind, like I was always getting trophies and in the newspaper for soccer, football, like a lot of different sports. It was just in high school, we came on hard times and I couldn't afford to stay in the sports. But
Oh,
like my a lot of the coaches really wanted me on the teams and everything, but yeah, I was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I've been athletic my whole life. That's why even now I can not do a damn thing and never gain weight. My
Lucky.
metabolism's insane.
Yeah, I wish I had that metabolism. I do meet people who, they can eat like a sumo wrestler and they never gain any weight. And I wonder, where does it all go?
Yeah,
But that's awesome. Let's see. Ice Wolfman said, Your maker, you as well as all the other members I know from the horror community are amazing at what you do. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Ted Jones wants to know, Your maker, are you planning to do any stories that take place in space or sea/ocean?
I would love to do some sea/ocean. Space would be a lot harder because that's going to be like a really like I want to do like alien ones. That would be about as space as I go where aliens come down because I just kind of like my stories a little bit to be more realistic-ish. That's my
Mhm.
personal thing. I'm it's hard for me to get into sci-fi personally. So like sea and ocean, I think would be great ones. Like because there's just so many things that we don't know about the ocean. That's really easy to get a good, somewhat realistic story out of that.
So paranormal also works for you, though.
Yes, because
Okay.
that's that's one of those things around our planet that very well you know could happen. And it's just more or less the way I base it is like how many people go into space to have a story type of thing. Like
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if I wrote one just based off like an astronaut's perspective, maybe. I mean, I
Mhm.
guess I could see that. Do it like on the International Space Station or something like that. So
Maybe someday, I don't know, 50 years from now, we will have actual true scary stories from space because we'll have more people out there.
we probably already have some. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sure the government
From what I
suppressed
hear,
those,
there's
though.
some weird stuff going up in space.
I'm sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I just don't think the
Probably a
government would.
bunch of freaky alien sex.
Perhaps. Perhaps. And, we just don't hear about it. I mean, I can't wait for the day I'll probably be like 60 or something when I can narrate a true scary story involving robots. Like some robot just malfunctioning
Oh, yeah,
and crazy.
that would be cool.
Oh my gosh. Axeman said he'll write you a story.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Make it
okay.
scary.
Right? It better be scary if it's in this, in this genre. I think those are all the questions. I think I covered everything, guys. Do you have any other questions for your maker? Are you planning to have another series? Dr. Blue is asking.
I would love to. Yeah, I got permission from Nick Bottix to do some more of his stories, and I see he's got a series. I just want to make sure that no one else has done the series. I really like series because they I don't know, I'm more motivated to pump a new video out every day because I know that everyone's waiting for the next segment of the story. So I feel obligated to get that out for everyone. So personally, yeah, I'd love a nice series.
Yeah, I agree. When people are waiting for you and the rest of the story and you want to read it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's definitely motivating. Thank you so much, Napoleon. He said mozzarella is godlike. Your maker for president. I love your channel, your maker.
yes.
Keep up the awesome work. This is the best interview ever.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that.
Glad you're excited, Napoleon, because I had to try really hard to get this interview. My PR people had to reach out to your maker's PR people and, they had to
Had to
strike
make
a
something
deal.
work.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I mean, I have to be honest, I really did have to try hard at this because I know that you get a lot of mail, but I did try emailing you. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try Twitter. So I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, Twitter is one of the easier ways to get it because like my email just gets kind of overwhelming and sometimes just like intimidating at the
Yeah,
same time. So I'm just like afraid to check my email. But
I
Twitter,
bet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you get a lot of mail. Andrea wants to know, how does your maker feel about cryptid stories?
mm, I see where people really like them and everything, and I really like the some of them. I would have to say, um, more or less the I don't know, like the creatures that are out in the middle of nowhere type of thing that very well could exist more or less, but like the ones that are just like kind of corny, no. But I do like cryptid stories. I mean, it was actually when I've heard that term, I had to look it up the very first time. I was like, "What the hell's a cryptid?" But I looked it up, and yeah,
Have
I
you
mean,
had
there's certain ones.
any weird occurrences like that out in the desert with, creatures
Mm,
that you're not quite sure what they are?
no, no,
Okay.
everything's like you know what it is. Like I go out every night and I'll hear the coyotes killing and eating something, whether it be a rabbit or someone's dog. Um, yeah,
That's
I'd say more or
unfortunate.
less random sound. Well, you kind of get used to it. That's just the
Gotcha.
way it is. But no,
Okay.
everything you know what it is for the most part.
Okay.
At least for me, I'd say the craziest thing is like the sky out here.
You have some beautiful sunsets out there.
The sunsets. I mean, just the like. Man, I really wish I would have been able to videotape this. This was a long time ago. A buddy and mine, we worked together. We decided to go have a beer out at the lake. So we like backed the truck up out on the island, like right to the ledge, and we just sat on the back and we're having a beer, talking. And it was probably like 10 or 11 at night. And out of nowhere, we see something like I'm probably misjudging the size, probably underestimating, honestly, but it looked like a giant, it was a meteorite, but it was about the size of a bus, and like it was so crazy we could see every individual color of the tail because it wasn't
Wow.
that far. It was within a few hundred miles, type of thing. I mean, it was just the size, the clarity. Like I could see pieces breaking off the thing as it's coming. It was so crazy, and then it just goes behind the mountain because there's a mountain right across the lake that's actually California, and it goes behind there, and it's complete dark, and then you just see it flash, like we could see the impact flat. Like it was just so amazing. And you hear people, there was some people fishing at the docks. They're, oh my God, you see that? Talking to each other. And man, that was
That
amazing to
sounds
see.
wild. I mean, I can understand now why you wish you would have caught it on camera because that sounds pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
That's once in a lifetime. I mean, just the
Yeah.
detail and everything. Like I could have grabbed my cell phone and it would easily have lit up the screen to be able to see, type of thing.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds pretty awesome. Izzy wants to know, would you ever do voice acting if given the opportunity?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'd have a lot of fun getting into character and doing something stupid.
Ted wants to know, are you going to do any more war stories of any type?
Uh, I absolutely hope to. It's just a matter of getting some others. It's one of those touchy subjects, type of thing that you just got to wait for people to want to share some stories, or just, I guess I could write some in the future. Like I said, I plan on writing some more, but I do like to get everything inspired by real stories. But I'm
Yeah,
definitely down for more war stories.
I think that's one of the things that I respect out of your channel is I think you take your selection a little more seriously than some of the other channels. Axeman, no, I did not blackmail your maker to get him on. Let's see. Mm, what's your favorite cereal by Empoleon?
Frosted Flakes,
For me, it's Lucky Charms. Let's
Lucky
see.
Charms, yeah.
Axeman said, yeah, in that desert on that horse with no name where it felt good to get out of the rain. Question, can you remember your name in the desert? Oh my gosh, Axeman. Okay. Good night, Goosebumps said, you're an OG narrator, though.
Hey, appreciate that. From back in the day, baby.
It's true. I mean, I think you've inspired a lot of channels, including mine. With the fact that you're so humble about what you do, even though you do have a bigger channel. And I think you put out a video at one point basically saying that you started, I think, on your phone or something like that. And I don't know. I mean, I know I've referenced it when people have asked me, like, who inspired you, and you're one of the people, and I've heard it from a couple other people too. Um, let's see. Hi, Grimtill. Welcome.
Yeah, I think that's always cool to hear that you've inspired people. I am one of the originals that had started out probably within the first 10 to 20, I would say. in the genre.
Yeah, you guys, I don't know. I think there's like three or four of you guys that for me were like the OGs. Good night Goosebumps said used to listen to your maker when he did those final thoughts at the end of the vid. Hashtag respect. Dr. Blue, your maker, will you ever let Fear Your Maker free?
What?
He wants to know if you'll ever let Fear Your Maker free. Apparently, you're keeping
Oh,
him
fear your
prisoner.
maker.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that part. I was like, I thought you said your maker. Will you ever let your maker free? I didn't even hear the fear. Fear your maker. He's doing what he's told right now. That's all we need to know about him. It does what it's told.
Gotcha. Yeah, see, that's why I titled the interview Margbot interviews your maker and then quotes down with Fear Your Maker. I thought it was funny how people actually thought that it was like a separate person
I'd
at one
loved
point.
keeping that. And there's still a lot of people. Like I've actually gotten emails. I got an email from a lady, really sweet older lady, and she was just looking out for me. She's all, "There's this other channel talking so much crap about you, blah blah blah." Just she's all, "It really frustrated me. I wanted to go off on him, but I just wanted to let you know." And I was like, "What's the link to the channel, if you please, or the name, or I asked name or something like that." And she came back with the Fear Your Maker. I was like, "Oh, that's me. I'm sorry, that's a joke." I explained it to her, and she's like, "Oh,
Wow.
now I feel stupid." I'm like, "No, it's me, but I really appreciate the support."
But
But
yeah,
it's
I
just fun to
mean,
have the feuds or the collaborations or something like that.
that's pretty funny. I don't know. I mean, your voices are quite similar, I must say. So,
I should have just done like a different voice for Fear Your Maker from the beginning, be like, "This one time when I was 17 years old." Just do that the entire time, and then your maker's a punk. I'm gonna beat him up, boy. Just
yeah, and then people really wouldn't believe it when you said that, both
yeah.
of them were you. Empoleon wants to know what are our favorite 90s video games.
Ooh, 007 was
For
uh,
me, it will always be Super Mario.
Super Mario was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
007 was my jam. That was the first person shooter I played.
Telltale wants to know why you don't upload on Fear Your Maker.
Because I'm still deciding exactly what I'm doing with it. And I'm also letting the strike just disappear.
Oh, there's a
Because if I
strike
did,
on it?
yeah, I had to go to strike school.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
okay.
I did the strike school. I'm just, because like if I want to do like a creepy countdown or something like that, you could easily get a strike and have to contest it type of thing. But in the meantime, you have that strike, and then that would be like a
Yeah.
second strike. And like I might as well just let it chill. Occasionally, maybe throw like I've debated on doing like even just different type of, I don't know, make a story up top of my head type of thing. Just different things, but more or less, I'm still deciding exactly what I want to do with it.
Let's see. There was another question here. Ted Jones is asking, are there any stories you don't like to do or won't touch?
Um, like rape stories are kind of really iffy for me. Like there's been a couple that are like really messed up. I mean, obviously they warrant a spot in scary stories, but like I just at the same time don't feel like super comfortable with it, I guess.
Yeah, that is definitely a touchy subject. Um, I personally don't
When
think I can do them. I mean, I've
yeah,
done attempts at that, but I've never actually narrated a whole one. It's
I think the
rough.
worst part is like worrying about the comments, like more or
Yeah,
less, like because I feel like if I chose their story and I put it on my channel type of thing, and then they get a whole bunch of stupid shit in the comments, like I feel at fault in a way because I
yeah,
knew that that video would come back in some of the, and like that's one of the bad thing about like not choosing some people's stories is it's scary, they know it's scary at the same time, they're probably just like, why didn't that go on the channel. But it's just like I know that there would be negative comments towards it, and I just don't feel comfortable subjecting them to that because I've had someone who wrote one sentence the wrong way, and I didn't edit it or anything, and I just left it how it was, and he got so much negative feedback. Like he was debating
oh,
on asking me to take down the video, and
oh
he's
wow,
a disabled guy, really cool. He just
yeah.
worded one sentence wrong. type of
Oh
thing, and it
my.
upset a lot of people.
Wow. Okay. Telltale Vlogs, he actually said it's been 3 years, so that's how long it took him to get to where he's at now since he started narrating horror. Dr. Blue wants to know, do you like pizza? If you do, what's your favorite topping or
I
toppings?
do. This is where a lot of people are gonna love it or hate it. I like pizza, and my favorite involves pineapple.
Me too. That is such a polarizing
I love
question.
I love like the Hawaiian.
Hmm.
Like I guess when I order what like Pizza Hut, I think it is. No, Domino's. They let you do the custom make. And like it depends. Sometimes I'll get like the garlic sauce with mushrooms, pineapple, spinach, all that kind of stuff. Or I'll go it's always involves pineapple. But or I'll just go the red sauce with pepperoni, sausage, pineapple, mushrooms. But it's always pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm down with some anchovies too. I'm down with
Oh,
those.
see, you like very polarizing toppings. Welcome that creepy pasta guy. Telltale Vlogs. I believe he has written some of his content. He was telling us he was telling us that earlier in the interview. Let's see. Jackie, you made it. Welcome. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Oh, hi, Fear Crawler. Didn't see ya. Welcome.
Hey, Margbot. Did you know
Uh-huh.
I got this little mouse named Leroy? He's a cute
So
little kangaroo mouse. I want to squeeze him.
I mean, I hope he makes it, to be fair, because he is
I
cute.
don't.
And I didn't realize how tiny he was until like, I don't know, what, your fourth snap. I thought he was a lot bigger than he actually is. He's just so
Yeah, I guess it
tiny.
was a hard perspective until you could see my hand
Yeah,
next to him.
exactly.
He is tiny. I don't know if he's gonna make it, but he's putting up the fight. He's putting
Yeah,
up. I actually almost put him out of his misery the other night, but then things didn't work out like I wanted to. Because obviously it'd be a quick, painless way, but my quick, painless route didn't really work out.
what was your
Wasn't gonna
quick
work how I
painless
wanted. I was gonna shoot him in the head.
route? That's, I mean, I guess it is
I mean, it's
painless. He'll
sad.
never
It's
see it
sad, but
coming, but
yeah, it's sad.
I
But at the
mean,
same
you don't
time,
really
like
know
if
if
he's
he's suffering right
suffering,
now, right?
and that's
He's,
why I watched him for days, and like it's just that's been even my wife and I have been talking about it, and I've been talking about it with other people because like I don't want to. That's why I've just been like, because I feel like a dick. I mean, he seems like a fighter, like
yeah.
and now that he's made it 48 hours, I'm almost most definitely won't because then it's not poison or something like that. Like poison was my biggest thing, is because like I was doing research on it and it's slow and it's painful. Like that was my biggest thing. But then like it didn't work out. The method wasn't gonna work like I wanted. I was having
Hmm.
issues. So
Yeah.
I took that as a sign and then now I've just been I'm just gonna let him ride it out. That's what I've decided.
Okay. Well, I
I'm
wish
just gonna
him the
keep giving him
best luck.
water, food,
Hopefully
all
it
that
works
kind of
out.
stuff.
And I mean, hopefully he's not in pain. I don't know
Hey,
if
I mean,
we'll
that's
really
what I'm
know.
hoping to. I mean,
So
if he dies, I'm not gonna be sad, but I just
you're not gonna be sad,
no,
even
no,
though
it's a
you're
wild
trying.
animal. No, like I don't. I'm just showing compassion because it's an animal dying in need. I don't care if it
Mhm.
dies. Like I set traps. I even told my wife it'd be funny if I let this animal go and he goes and jumps in one of our traps and dies.
That would be terribly
Like
ironic.
that's nature. But I'm not, at the same time like I'm not just gonna
I
throw it
understand.
out.
I'm gonna come out and say this. I'm sorry. I have to. It's actually Margbot.
Margbot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. I've always called you Margebot.
Yeah, you have. So I've been
Yeah, I
debating as
wish you
to
would have
whether I
said
should
that
say
earlier.
anything.
Margbot. Where'd that name come from?
My first name and then Autobot merged together.
Oh,
So,
okay.
because my first name is Margaret. So it's
Okay.
Margaret. And then Autobot, one of my friends basically made it up for me. I didn't even make it up. It was a nickname long before my channel. So that's why Margbot.
I'm glad you said something.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I
you've
was
been
debating.
forever
I didn't
Margebot.
want to sound rude, but yeah.
No, don't sound rude. I've had to tell people my name's not Urmaker, it's Urmaker.
I heard your mocker the other day and I was confused.
I get your
I'm
marker a lot.
I don't understand that one. But hey, sometimes people just aren't familiar with certain words. So I'm sorry, fear crawler. It's not that I'm don't feel bad that I didn't notice you. I was just in the middle of interviewing you. It wasn't that you know, it's not like I thought about it. I'm sorry. Let's see. Telltale Vlogs is asking, have you thought about any collabs? And I think that's our last question here, guys.
Yeah, there's a few collabs I've been working on, kind of thing like that. There's one with Let's Read, kind of a softer one with Darkness Prevails that we still actually really got to work on the details type of thing, get it down a little more solid. Um, I'm there's another channel, Cryptid TV, the ones we actually were in the meeting the other day that we were in.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Probably be doing something with them shortly.
That should be
And
fun.
yeah, I'm wanting to get back more into the collaboration because that was something I used to do. Like when I'd pump a video out every day, every Wednesday was my collaboration day with some new channel, and I think that'd be cool to have a set day again where it's a collaboration.
Yeah, I mean, collaborations are more time consuming, I feel like, because, you have to kind of count on the other person, but they're definitely a lot of fun to do.
It's yeah, and it's also like trying to find the unique story that no one's going to narrate in that time because there's a lot of extra talking time in between that gives a lot of other people a chance to narrate type of thing.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, Urmaker, for granting me this interview. I really appreciate it. And then thank you to all of you who tuned in and contributed questions. I hope you all have a very safe weekend. And I just want to wish Goodnight Goosebumps a very happy birthday because he has a birthday this weekend. And so I hope that one's amazing. And I look forward to seeing what happens with the FearUrmaker channel and continuing to be a subscriber to the Urmaker channel.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so have a safe weekend, and I will catch you next week with another video. Margbot out.